Welcome friend. Today's topic is your chapter number 2, the nature of cancer. Let's begin without doing any let. Well, the dysplastic condition. Well, what is exactly the dysplastic term representing here? So it's nothing but simply uncontrolled abnormal tissue with some rapidly or very rapid proliferating cells, but still these are the normal cells. But the difference between the normal tissue and the dysplastic tissue is that the number of cells, the shape of the cells, and what we call the arrangement of the cells is different from that of normal cells. In the normal cell, these three things you can find very arranged in a properly with all the cell having a similar shape and normal cell growth. But in dysplastic conditions, these three things is buried. That leads to an abnormal structure development in the organs or tissue. The next thing is your metastasis. Well, what exactly the metastasis is? Well, whenever that cells migrate from one region to another region, I'm talking about the primary tumor cell. The primary tumor cell that migrate from one region to the another region by a mechanism called epithelial mesenchymal transitions that leads to these cells to migrate from one region to another region through a blood medium or mostly the blood medium, and after that it gets settles down in that region or in different organs where it starts again to proliferate to form a secondary tumor. So this whole process is called metastasis. Then anything else? Let me check this out. You know what is exactly the benign and malignant kind. The benign is nothing but the tumor, whereas the malignant one is your cancer which is spread from, yes, tumor arises from many specialized cell types throughout the body, but the majority of the human tumors arises from the epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue derived cancer are mostly divided in two things. One is your adenocarcinomas, another one is just small squamous cell carcinomas. Adenocarcinomas, before going to that, you can see here the most of the 80% of this cancer related deaths are related belongs to these carcinomas cases. So carcinomas deals with your epithelial cells. Yes, this is the thing. You can see here it's two things. One is squamous cell carcinomas, another one is your adenocarcinoma. These are the two carcinomas which derive from the epithelial cells related to cancer. So in squamous cell carcinomas, this includes the protective cell layer, the cells which are responsible for the protection of that organs or tissues which cause coverings of the organs. In that kind of cells, cancer are called the squamous cell carcinomas. But those cells which have some specific function, those cells which express some specific phenotypes, these cells which is secreting substances are those adenocarcinomas. So these are the two kind of carcinomas, and people are also most affected by these two kind of carcinomas. In this table, you can see here the difference of two, which is organ, what kind of things comes under this tumors of cancer. After that, one more cancer type is your sarcomas, which includes your muscles, your bones, your cartilage, your adipose fat cells, etc. You can see the spit table. Then next one is your leukemias. Leukemias like leukocyte leukemia, the white blood cell. Then your lymphomas, which include your lymphoid organs, lymphoid cells, like mostly include your B cells and T cells, but most of the cases are under this B cells. So this is very critical again. Next one is your nerves related, like your brain cells, like your astrocytes, ganglionic cells, in your cone, astrocyte cell of your eyes, your nerve fibers, glial cells. These are also affected for cancer. You can see in this picture retinoblastoma cells, cone cells in retina, etc. So these are the cells which are also becomes a tumor cells. So here you can see the epithelial mesenchymal transition. I already explained this to you, so nothing to be worried once again with this term. Then the next one is your nothing is so important here. Let me check this out. Anything else? Neoplastic. Hope you know. If I forget, the neoplastic is nothing but the cancer itself. The cancer cell. The gradation of this kind of modification of cells is in this order. First, the normal cell, with little bit disarranged, it becomes a hyperplasia cell. Then further, it becomes dysplasia cells. Then after, it's become a neoplasm cells. The neoplasm is a cancer cell, nothing else. Or what we call the tumor cells. And on the later conversion, the tumors will become the cancerous cells. So this is the thing, hyperplastic cell. I have mentioned you in the above test, dysplasia. This is the hyperplastic cells. First is the normal, then hyperplastic, then dysplastic, then your tumor, then your cancer. In this way, the cancer arises from these normal cells with some mutations, either in this expression of some proteins, or it might be the over or low expression of this protein. Okay, so this is the thing, and you can see in this picture the normal versus dysplastic condition cells, how these cells are larger, irregularly arranged with condensed body of cells. Okay, so this is the thing. You can see the neoplasm, the disparate collection of growth of both the benign and the malignant are called the collective. That is the new type of tissue from the normal tissue that derived because of the mutations. And this is the table. You can see here different origin, like your embryonic derivation from the ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, etc. Cell types which are affected, the cancers named like your adenocarcinomas in sweater gland, breast, salivary gland, that is derived from the ectodermal embryonic derivations, etc. In the whole this table, you can see this. Should I zoom this? Okay, that's good. Let's move on to next. This is the cell lines derived from the cancer, nothing else. Should I explain this? Okay, so cancer cell exhibit an altered energy metabolism. That's important. Let me show this picture. This is normal cells. First thing you see that pyruvate is going through this Krebs cycle to produce huge amount of energy from a single glucose molecule. In the cancer cell, this pyruvate is unable to move to the Krebs cycle inside the mitochondria because of the lack of some enzymes that is preventing to get inside this Krebs cycle. So even it consumes, the cancer cell consumes huge amount of glucose molecule, it still is unable to get huge amount of energy. So it's really consume a very big portion of glucose to fulfill its energy requirement. And what about the pyruvate and other product that form during this process? Well, it's utilized to produce huge amount of proteins, gene hyperactivity in many cancer to fulfill its requirements to produce huge amount of proliferation, growth of those cancerous cells. Whereas the normal cells do not produce those substances in huge amount. This completely balanced properly using the glucose molecules. So this is the thing, the difference. And this difference, basic concept, helps the clinicians, pathologists to detect the cancer. For example, the secondary tumor can be detected by using this technique. This is the FDG-PET, the fluoro-D-glucose-position emission tomography, where this deoxyfluoro-D-glucose-position emission technique utilize this fluoroglucose molecules, which is given to the patients, after taking those glucose, the patients with those tumor cells easily detected because the tumor cells consume huge amount of glucose as shown in picture to fulfill its energy requirement, whereas your normal cells do not consume that much of glucose. So whenever there's a huge amount of this glucose is consumed at that portion, with this technique, the fluorescence will be easily detected, and that will indicate that in that location our secondary tumor or primary tumor, the cancer cells, is located. So this is a wonderful technique that's being utilized to detect those secondary tumors. Then the next one is is there anything else left? Nothing so far. So with this, okay, this is AMIS test. AMIS test is a very beautiful and the most simple but still using method to test whether a substance has a carcinogenic property, a mutagenic property. So this is a very important test you should know. If I get, okay, in this picture you can see a red liver is homogenized, then test compound is added, then the metabolic activation of test compound by red liver enzyme, metabolically active compound with this is technique. It's gonna take very longer time. I should add this in the next video. This is the property of mutagenic carcinic balance. So thank you very much. These are the factors which is the author which affects the cancer, like high birth weight that will affect or it increase the probability to become cancerous. Similarly, consumption of soya, consumption during childhood also, I mean, it helps to reduce your breast cancer. Then proper exercise will lead to decrease in your hormonal responsive breast cancer. Then diet with the cruciferous vegetables reduce the chances of your prostate cancer. They are the precursor that is supposed, I mean, guess that it could be caused the cancer related things. With that, thank you very much.